Hello and welcome back to That Average Joe podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Dear Joe, and Dizzy's back.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And what are we talking about today, girl?
Girl, today we are talking about these two guys who have the audacity to say they don't dabble in the dark.
Right. So Fresh&Fit, I don't know if you guys have seen, they've recently gone viral. Asiandoll was on there. She walked off because she called him mean and he took it a little offensive. He was being a little curt and rude to the young lady, and she just let it be known, like, you're a very mean person. But if you watch the show, that is very much their style, and that is the way he talks. So I think it should be a telltale for women, like, okay, you should know when you get on the show, like, that's how he operates on that show. Not good. So I wouldn't even, subject yourself there.
I wouldn't even go on the show.
I wouldn't subject yourself. And, there's going to be the demise on the show a little bit, because it's like, you can't just walk around just talking to women, anyway.
Kind of way.
And of course, social media never forgets. So as this clip has, recently surfaced with Asiandoll and everything, a clip before where they said, again, they don't date darkies. They're, if you want to go date Shaniquas and Laquishas and everything, because that's
but
just
it's their
something.
preference. It's their preference.
There's a way to say your preference, because he goes on to say, oh, women have the choice to say, oh, they only date men with money, they only date guys who are this tall, they only date, a certain type of guy. So they're just exclaiming their
it's
preference.
Not like they would never date a certain dude that wasn't the type. Like, they say, okay, I prefer a dude like this, but I'm not saying I'll never date a dude like that. They were strictly saying, we do not dabble in the dark. We might do a little red bone.
Right. We might.
That's about it.
But that's about it. And it was just
also like they're just completely excluding a whole other category of people.
And I really do think, you have your choice to have your preference. It was just the way they said, like you said, it's dabbling in the dark. It's going over there. It's the distaste and the way that they
with
kind
such disgust.
Yes,
I'm sorry, but what is it that you are disgusted about when it comes to black women?
And they went on to say, oh, their mothers, are black women and all this. So it's not like they have a hatred and they invite black women on the show, but it's like the way you just said it, dark seas and all these things, like that tone. That
who hurt you?
Yeah.
Which Shaniqua hurt you?
Right. That undertone was just very, very, not very unnecessary. But we also just, to say, why do these men have this preference? And even Fresh, you have that preference. And what happened to the white girl you was dating? Crickets, very much crickets.
Yeah.
And the only reason why she wanted you was for your money, and you knew that.
That's it.
So you only wanted her because she was white, and so you both got what you wanted out of it. And are you happy? I don't think you.
No, I don't think you're happy right now.
No, I don't think you're happy that you're being used in that capacity. So you shouldn't go around exclaiming that kind of self-hatred. And Fresh, you dark as shit. You dark as hell, Thomas.
That's the one thing that really confused me. I'm just like, do you not? Is it yourself that you don't love? Is it your mom that you don't love? Your siblings? What is it that you don't love?
You don't love
about dark skin.
It's like,
because dark skin is beautiful, and you guys should realize that. And whether it's a preference or not, you should acknowledge dark skinned women.
Thank you. And you have the way you just say things, it's just
such disgust.
With such disgust, it's just very unnecessary, very unnecessary. And you wonder why women are going through so many issues, because you see that's the kind of rhetoric that they spiel, and that's the kind of they're telling us, oh, you're not beautiful, and oh, if you're not light skinned, or you're not.
What kind of messages I should send to the younger kids? Because then this will just keep the cycle going on and on and on, where, you have kids who, let's say, watch the show, and now they're like, oh, well, there must be something wrong about dark-skinned
women.
And you're saying it with some disgust in your voice, right? Your tone. And
because a lot of people watch your show.
Dark-skinned girls who grow up watching it, they're going to think there's something wrong with them. And there's nothing wrong with them.
I think it's not okay. And that only these kind of women, and it's even if it's well, can you only treat those kind of women a certain way, and the quote unquote Shaniqua should be treated, oh, they're so barbaric, or they should be, they can only date these certain kinds of guys. It's I think your undertone was just very distasteful. And it just shows that, a little bit of self-hatred. Because it's okay, what is it? But also, too, it is the thing. why are so many celebrities or mainstream people, why do they tend to go and date white women or, you know, of like women of lighter complexion?
I mean, there's a bunch of reasons that circulate. Oh, they're easier to deal with. They don't nag as much. They put up with a lot of our cheating or our ways or whatever it may be. I mean, I don't know who will ever know the true reason. I can only speculate that it's just lack of self-love.
Yeah. It is a weird thing that like all our athletes and all of them do just tend to go that other route, and it's like, okay, why? Is there
easier way out?
I don't want to say like make it seem like, okay, it's the easier way, or like, oh, white women are the easier.
It's a question mark. Like,
yeah, it's a question, right? Is that what it is? Is that it? Because it is like, okay, you know, why are we losing our black men to, you know, the Beckys and the Rebeccas or whatever? Like, why aren't the Shaniquas or the Shaquitas or Laquishas, whatever they say, like, why aren't...
But I feel like the tables have started to turn, though. You're seeing a lot of black women now with white men.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it a lot more now, and I'm just like...
Okay, right?
Is there this shift now happening where black women are fed up and they're tired of it, and they're just like, you know what, we're gonna love who we're gonna love at this point.
Or what is it? It's to say like, why can't we work together? Like, why can't black and black, you know, why can't we all work together? I wish we could. I wish we could. But it is like that does need to be a topic. Like, why so many, you know, black men are dating outside of their race? Why they are going? You know, what is it about, you know, the other women that is? I wish they would have exclaimed that. Like, I wish they would have said, we prefer women who operate in this aspect or like this, and they just tend to be and they just tend to be
this certain
thing. Yeah, like it was just like this shade. You know, or this demographic of women. And also, too, they do live a different lifestyle. Like, where they are, like that Miami thing, it is a certain type of, like, that's who they're mostly surrounded by.
So don't let that be an excuse.
There's not an excuse. Like, you definitely can explain yourself, like, just because, well, also, too, I think I want to know, like, hey, what qualities is it about these women? Because I think there's a lot of guys tend to keep going that way. And I'm like, okay, what is it about her? Like, just let me know. Like, you know, is it because they are, you know, off-reading and willing to do whatever? You know, they're willing to put up with the cheating? Are they more submissive? Or, you know, are they more in shape? Or what is it? You know,
what's the quality of it?
Quality, I think.
You say you don't dabble in the dark, you don't this, that. Okay,
it's
so
just
what
a skin thing like that?
Yeah, is it just a color thing? Is a preference a color, or is it a certain characteristic about that certain color that you don't like?
That you don't like.
Let's be real. You can't categorize everybody
the same. Like, why? Like, I don't associate with like being a Shaquita or a Laquisha. Like, that's not all of us in totality. So I think you know, grouped us all together. And I don't think that's fair, but I do think you guys should let us, like, guys or whatever who have that preference of those, let us know why. Is it strictly a color thing? Like, I just think they're just a beauty, and it doesn't necessarily matter
that color. Like, maybe you're just not attracted to that for whatever reason.
Or it's a characteristics, and if the characteristics, please do share, because we would like to know, because we are losing a lot of our men to the other side, and I kind of just want to know why. What is it, you know, that's so attractive about them that is swaying? And it's not just one, it's not just two, it is a lot of our super ultra successful black men that it tends to be. It's like it's like the super successful ones. I'm like, okay, why do you keep going over there? Like, what's wrong with this?
Over there.
Right. What is it?
Where's my invite?
I don't get the invitation. Like, you know, it is something I think that should be the conversation. I'd be like, hey, look, just let us know, like, the qualities. But another thing to say, Asiandoll, I'm so glad you handled yourself very well in the interview. You did not give him the Shaquita, Laquisha energy that he thought you would, or that you were looking for.
That's what they wanted. They wanted that attention. That's what they
But it is to say, you guys, sometimes we do be acting like Laquishas, and, you know, we got to stop all that. So the stereotype...
Why does that name have to be associated with anything bad anyways? That's a different topic.
That's a different topic. But, you know, just to wrap things up, I think, you know, Fresh and Fit, you have your right to have your preference, and we have a right to be offended by the way it came across, because you didn't articulate... Very ignorant. It came up very ignorant, and it came off very, you know, colorist. And, you know, if you're going to say you have a preference, list off characteristics or traits or things that, you know, like, pushed you toward that. And Fresh, I don't know what you're going over there looking for, because you're going up for them Becky's, and that girl didn't even give you the time of day. She only when she found out you were balling and you was on a yacht and everything, then she was like, oh, hold on. You know, right. Then she Googled, yeah, oh my God, I like you now. And you was over there smitten and happy
you
too.
were just cheesing.
He was so, he was so happy. He brought her on the show and everything, girl. You're simping too. You're simping. You're simping.
Sad.
But I think you guys should have just like list out the characteristics and traits that you do find that these women tend to have more, and let us know. We want to know, you guys. And I think for our community, we cannot continue this colorist ideologies and behaviors. It's gotta stop. We're beautiful no matter what.
All shades.
It's the more we embrace, like y'all, you can say like he just made it like it was just a darkie and it was just so distasteful. But we have to love ourselves, love the skin we are, and embrace. I'm so glad we are living in a time where we are embracing it more. Yes. But we gotta go even harder, you guys, and all of it. So stay tuned, you guys. What are your thoughts? Like, comment, and subscribe.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know, please. Comment, like, subscribe below. We'll see you guys next time.